Well, I'm glad you're here so we can get this all straightened out. Would you like a cup of tea?
You got any coffee?
Coffee?
Yeah, coffee.
No, I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, you don't drink coffee? How about instant coffee?
No, I don't have...
You don't have any instant coffee?
Well, I don't normally...
Who doesn't have instant coffee?
I don't.
You buy a jar of Folgers crystals, you put it in a cupboard, you forget about it. And later on, when you need it, it's there. It lasts forever. It's freeze-dried. Freeze-dried crystals.
Really? I'll have to remember that.
I took this book out in 1971.
Yes, and I returned it in 1971.
Yeah, 71. That was my first year on the job. Bad year for libraries. Bad year for America. Hippies burning library cards. Abby Hoffman telling everybody to steal books. I don't judge a man by the length of his hair or the kind of music he listens to. Rock was never my bag. But you put on a pair of shoes when you walk into the New York Public Library, fella.
Look, Mr. Bookman. I returned that book. I remember it very specifically.
You're a comedian. You make people laugh.
I try.
You think this is all a big joke, don't you?
No, I don't.
I saw you on TV once. I remembered your name from my list. I looked it up. Sure enough, it checked out. You think because you're a celebrity that somehow the law doesn't apply to you, that you're above the law?
Certainly not.
Well, let me tell you something funny, boy. You know that little stamp? The one that says New York Public Library? Well, that may not mean anything to you, but that means a lot to me. One whole hell of a lot. Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to. I've seen your type before. Flashy, making the scene, flaunting convention. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What's this guy making such a big stink about old library books? Well, let me give you a hint, Junior. Maybe we can live without libraries, people like you and me. Maybe. Sure, we're too old to change the world. But what about that kid sitting down, opening a book right now in a branch of the local library and finding drawings of peepees and wee-wees and the cat in the hat and the 5 Chinese brothers? Doesn't he deserve better? Look, if you think this is about overdue fines and missing books, you better think again. This is about that kid's right to read a book without getting his mind warped.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and how are you? Welcome back to the Dominic DeMarco Show. I don't know, I'm feeling a little nervous tonight for some reason, and I don't know why. You know what? Let me turn this music off. I like to get intimate with my audience. It's you, the people that I care about. Anyway, let's start up some Skype and see if we can find Lee. Lee? I hope I'm on the air. Am I on the air? Yes, I am. I was listening to playback on Thursday, and I discovered something. I think I have to talk a little faster, because I kind of sound slow when I talk like that typical, like Philly accent, like, hey man, like, you know, like telephone, like that type of thing. So I think I'm going to like speed it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to Skype in a little Lee right now. A little Lee. I think it's calling. Yep, it says calling.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up?
Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you take off work to celebrate or anything?
Nah, work ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah.
So when I tried to preach the whole, what was it, the whole fact that I wanted to celebrate, they're like, nope, you're gonna work today. I'm like, you guys are douchebags.
Did you really go in and say that you want to take off work because of Martin Luther King Day?
No, I want to take off because I was fucking tired. I'm a bit sore from the gym, but I was going to use it as an ethical excuse.
Oh.
Plus, I would have furthered if I had to say, well, it's inauguration day, part 2. So I was like, even more reason.
I don't know if the doctor would have proved that.
Yeah, doctor's like, yeah, he'll probably diagnose me with bullshititis.
No, I'm talking about MLK. He might not have approved you lying about him to take off work.
Please, you know how many people do that shit?
Do you think it's a coincidence that Obama's inauguration was today with MLK?
No, it was because the fact that technically it was yesterday, so they still had to do the whole proceeding. So I think it was more of like interesting timing, if anything else. I wouldn't say it's coincidence, but it's interesting nevertheless, though.
So are you saying it wasn't by accident?
No, it definitely wasn't by accident.
Oh, okay.
I think it was just in the cards.
Yeah.
So.
Personally, I could care less who's president because I think no matter who's president, the outcome's pretty much going to be the same most of the time. But the thing is, though, I support any president that we have, because you have to. Why would you want your own president to fail? But for these next 4 years, I just hope Obama keeps his ass in the office and not on TV with The View and Jay Leno and all the other ones. At least get. If you don't want to work, just give us the illusion that you want to work.
Hey, look, is that there? See, but you know what it is, though. I think he probably did all that not only to get on the side of the quote-unquote younger crowd, but on the same flip side of that token, you probably didn't want to come off as, like you said, just some guy who just works. Because like you said, no matter who we pick, he only has but so much position and power anyway.
Yeah,
because it really boils down, I think, to Congress anyway and Senate. So, and I think a lot of us tend to forget that no matter who's in office, whether it be him or a girl or whatever, it doesn't matter who's there. If somebody doesn't like somebody, and it's been pretty evident they don't, some people don't like them on some pretty fucked up reasons, then it's whatever happens. So,
do you think him and Michelle have sex still, like every night?
No. I don't think so.
How often do you think they knock boots, if you will?
Not often enough. I mean, it's odd that she smiles more than he does. That indicates somebody's getting theirs.
What does she do more than he does?
Smile.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention, dude, she's always out and about running around. A girl who gets ass would not be that, nimble to go out and say, let's plant flowers, let's plant vegetables. It's like, now I want to stay home and just chill in my sweatpants.
So then that just makes my point even more proven that politicians, they look good in front of the camera with the marriage and everything, but really behind the scenes, it's a disaster.
They probably live a normal, miserable life like most married couples do.
Right. But especially like in the White House, because Obama, he's trying to fix problems and he's running all over TV, and Michelle's never home. She's doing her thing. So it's like, when would they ever see? So these kids are actually going to...
Be okay.
I guess.
They'll be all right. They'll be fine. They got their mama there, so it's all good.
Well, I'll tell you...
They got their mama there, and it's Michelle's mother at that, so they'll be okay.
What the hell's a mama?
Oh, mama is just another way of saying grandma.
Oh, okay. Is that like a slang thing?
No, it's a southern thing.
Oh, okay. So, did you ever hear the word nana?
Yeah, nana, mama.
Okay, yeah, because I used to call my grandma Nana.
Yeah, I was used to call people not my blood grandmother, but most older elderly people who were in the family, aunt, whatever, mama.
How come like I was watching the Jeffersons the other night, and the wife Wheezy was calling George's mom Mother Jefferson. How come they say the last name after the mother?
Because they hate each other and all. I guess in the show's position, I guess they hate each other. I've seen people do that in real life. Actually, they actually would call the mother by the last name, like not by her first name or anything. So I think it's like a term of I fucking hate you.
Really? So if somebody says that, like mother so and so,
they don't like each other.
Oh, okay.
Because normally, if somebody really, I mean, that's my guess. I don't know if that's actually correct, but that's my guess. So, because I've seen, a daughter and daughter and a mother-in-law be in the same room, and I've only seen it maybe once or twice in my life. But whenever I've ever seen that, usually someone would chime in and say, "Yeah, they don't like each other." That's just a politically.
I wonder if anybody out there has the last name Fucker, so the wife calls the mother-in-law motherfucker.
That would be awesome.
I like to see that.
And you really can't insult her.
Exactly.
You're just like.
Yes, motherfucker.
You're not pissing me off.
Come on in, motherfucker. Can I get you a cup of tea?
You motherfucker.
All right, it's 10 o'clock now. Good night, motherfucker.
Good night, dear. Dude, I bet you the fucking grandkids are gonna kick out of that.
Oh yeah.
Go to school and do your show and tell, or like give everybody your best rendition of your family's life. Like, yeah, my mom calls my mom motherfucker.
Yeah.
Why? Her last name's Fucker, and she's like her, so she calls her by mother and last name.
But back to Obama though, for the next 4 years, those kids got the world by the balls. Because I said this on the show. What's that?
No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I said before. I said this on the show before when Obama first got in. I said those two little kids have the world by the balls, and I'm not talking about just normal. I'm talking about hard by the balls, because when they're in school, if they can do whatever they want, they could cut class. They don't have to study, nothing, and if the teacher doesn't give them an A, or if they get in trouble by the principal, all they have to say to that teacher or the principal is, if you don't give me an A, or you don't do this or do that, I'm going to tell my daddy that you said an N-word shouldn't be president.
You think they'll use that? That's...
Come on. I mean, that's... I would do it. If my dad was president... If my dad was president and I didn't get an A for a test that I didn't even study for, I'd go up to the teacher and say, I'm going to tell my daddy that you said a Dago shouldn't be president.
Oh, wow. That is funny.
You don't think the kids would do that?
Dude, the way, I don't know. I think it's one thing I will say that he probably is super strict on is probably his two daughters.
I guess, but it's like the guy's never home though. He's always, golfing or whatever the hell he does.
I don't know, but I mean, do you see? But you know what's funny about not so much the president, just how the media will always like give you the play-by-play of what like they're up to. Like I remember, I think it was over the weekend. They were like telling everybody like what time he wakes up and what time he scrubs his balls and walks the dog. Dude, if I was on the other side of that shit, can you imagine like if you are the president and you wake up and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why are they telling anybody this? What if there's some fucking weird ass douchebag in the fucking tree ready to snipe my ass?
Yeah, I mean they go on TV.
Like today,
they go on TV. They hold their finger in the ear with the earphone. They go, yes, we have confirmation. The president just took his morning dump.
Yep, he's gonna be in there a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, there was a guy out today that was like, he climbed a tree today. Was like, I guess he's like an anti-abortionist or whatever. And he's like in this tree and stuff, and people know. Like at first, people didn't really notice him because they were like focused on what was going on.
Yeah.
But some people just happened to look up and look behind them, and there was this dude like screaming like, "What about the babies? What about?" And finally, like the police got involved and like got him down, and the whole like back end of the crowd's like, "Go to jail, go to jail."
Really?
Yeah. Like it wasn't that serious, because what it is like he was near a bunch. Like there was a big crowd of women. They were just probably spectators.
Yeah.
But of course, they didn't think much of it. But a few girls were like, well, he doesn't know anything about it, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, look, he was probably just trying to get attention. I'm sure he totally supports life. Maybe, I don't know. In a bet.
Was this real?
Yeah, this really happened.
Oh,
like it literally did happen. Oh. It was like kind of, I don't know what time it happened. I just knew it was like during or maybe even towards the end.
Yeah.
Of the whole ceremony, because it's like they didn't make a big deal about it. I think that was like the only incident that they actually decided to tell you. I'm sure there's other shit that happened there too, but that.
You're breaking up. If you can hear me, you're breaking
up
bad.
Close.
Lee?
And there goes Skype.
Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now you sound kind of like an AM channel. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you're kind of breaking up a little bit. And now I can't hear you at all. I know you want to take off work for Martin Luther King Day, but come on, this is a little much. And we lost Lee. I am trying to call him back now. There's something else I was going to say too, but I forget. The funny just got sucked right out of me. It says calling. Still says calling. Lee, if you can hear me. I don't know. The funny just got sucked right out of me. I can't believe this. Alright, so what else is going on in the news? Oh, on Friday. Oh, well, Lee, if you're listening, keep chiming. Oh, wait, there he is. Okay, now we're back.
What happened?
I don't know. You were like all breaking up and everything, and then I tried to get back on with you, and it said calling and calling, but it just didn't go through.
That's weird.
Yep, but
I
not.
think it might be my. Nah, I mean, I think it might be my my signal on my phone. It's been acting up like that lately.
It's because you have an iPhone. You got to get yourself a Droid.
Fuck a Droid.
But,
I don't care if there's any Android listeners listen anyway. I said it. Yeah, I said fuck them.
Did you hear about this guy on Friday? I think it was. He at SEPTA, the SEPTA station in Philly. He beat up a woman and threw her on the tracks.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say what?
This guy, he's 36 years old, I think, 36 or 37. He was in the SEPTA station where you get the L train, and he beat up a woman on a bench and then picked her up and threw her in the tracks.
What the hell? No, I did not hear about that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the guy was just crazy or something. I mean, I don't know what the explanation was for it, but
Bath salts.
what's that?
I said bath salts.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably. But the guy. They said the guy already has a history of like gun charges and robbery and all types of stuff, and of course they're going to throw him in jail. But you know what? I was thinking when I was watching this, let's bring back the death penalty, and I mean all over the country, and just use it loosely. Because I mean, because here's the thing. You know, this guy already has a record. He's 36 years old. He's going to be tossed in prison. Now, it's going to be one of two things. One, he's going to be in prison for a little bit and then get out. He's not going to be rehabilitated. He's going to probably be even worse with the knowledge that he has from prison. So he's going to keep doing bad stuff. And then the other thing is, the other alternative would be to give him life. Now, if you give this guy life, you know, prisoners that are in jail are costing the taxpayer $73 a day for each prisoner. So what's the point of keeping them alive? Let's just exterminate them and make the world that much safer. You know what I mean?
Because when you bad with good, more bad comes from it.
From extermination, so to speak?
Well, think about it. It's like if you kill a roach in your house, or if you kill a roach somewhere. Yeah, let's say a house. Let's say you kill a roach in your house.
Yeah.
You take out one or two big ones. I bet you there's a fucking 100 of them running around somewhere else.
Yeah, but then once you call them the exterminator, they're all gone.
Yeah, but see, the exterminators are just like the government, are just like a prison system. They take care of what it seems to be the problem, which are these bad, crazy individuals, guys and girls who are obviously not capable of living a normal life, whatever that is. And I mean, you got people fucking attacking people, beating them up, and then tossing them on tracks. Like, you're right. Like, I mean, people like that shouldn't. But see, I don't think prison's the answer. I think they need to be put in a situation where the roles are actually reversed. Like, I think people who do very bad things, because locking them away won't help. Like, it really won't.
Right.
It just, if anything, if it's a first time offense, you might get a little scared, and but if you, like you said, if you have a record at that point, like if you have a generally good track record, and you, like you said, they might eventually release this guy or whatever the case might be, he might come back out and do something far more worse.
Yeah.
Instead of killing these individuals and putting them down, just reverse the role. Just dope his ass up on some fucking happy pills, put him in the subway, and let somebody dip on his ass and throw him on some fucking tracks. How he likes it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the ultimate justification.
Huh?
Or that would be the ultimate justice. No,
because I think it's fair. I think
right,
I think whatever pain you inflict on somebody, whatever you do to somebody else, instead of just trying to kill the person. Like for instance, I don't like, I never, like, for instance, it's a good example. Like, I don't like bullies.
Yeah.
I fucking hate bullies.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of trying to seek, punishment for that bully or some type of rehabilitation therapy, fuck that. The fact that you dipped on 4 kids and whatever and beat their ass, I'm gonna get 4 kids dip on your ass and whip the fuck out of you. The same way. And see how you like it.
Well, yeah, I mean, for a bully, yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, but I don't know, like these guys that are in prison, especially like for life. All right, even if you don't want to kill them, just to get rid of them and try to make the world safer. What if you just use them for like human experiments? Like, instead of using animals to test products and try to find cures for diseases, why don't you use these guys and women? Put them to some use.
That's one way, or we can send them over to the military.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember a lot of people were saying that too. Like, well, use prisoners and throw them in Afghanistan and all that stuff. But what if, like, the war is over one day? Then they're going to be coming back.
No, they won't. You get your political assignment when you land.
So what? What are you saying? Just keep them over there?
Look, we'll make a deal with you. If you can survive all the tours that are mandatory for whatever the war, whatever they need you over there for, and you don't do anything stupid while you're there, you can come back. Or if you survive and if you survive and lose a limb or something, you can come back. But if everything squares out and the war is apparently quote unquote over, we'll just keep it there. Because let's face facts: if you already have some of your people boots on the ground already, it minimizes the chance of taking people who are already here, who voluntarily go over there, where they can come back. Where these prisoners, they don't have much freedom coming back anyway. They can't get a job.
Right.
You already got a guaranteed job with the military, so what better option but is to stay where you are?
Oh, I think you're saying, like,
you already are in a government-based facility. A prison is government-based facility. It is technically a job, and instead of paying $73 a day per prisoner,
yeah,
you can flip that money into something over there, and the money that's coming out won't come from us. It'll come from their government, because the government that has them there is going to have to pay for them to be there.
Yeah, I thought you meant for a second, like using Afghanistan as a dumping ground for prisoners, which I wouldn't have a problem anyway. But I thought you meant that, like, instead of
think about it,
instead of like going to prison, you just put them on a plane to Afghanistan and just leaving them there.
And you know how, like, sometimes they'll say, like, obviously when you're in someone else's territory, certain rules don't apply. Like, for instance, if God forbid, if like a soldier is in a prisoner of war, or if they get kidnapped or something, that apparently we're like the only fucking country on the planet that will not negotiate with quote-unquote terrorists.
Yeah.
That won't be a problem if you take some prisoners who've done some pretty bad shit to people, because let's face facts, those supposed kidnappers won't stand a chance against these, like, prisoners, because they look forward to shit like that. In fact, they insist that those assholes try.
Yeah.
So, like, they'll literally say, I wish one of the motherfuckers would try dipping me while I'm asleep. I sleep with one eye open in a shank made of a toothbrush. I triple dare somebody to try to take me. They will not make it out of my fucking tent alive. Like, that means, so, like, you got the perfect artillery and weapons all in these prison systems. And just put the ones that you think are able to be rehabilitated in those prison systems for X amount of time. If they can't take it, hack it, send them on a plane.
Do you know karate?
And if the government really wants to one-up it, just put a bomb on a plane and blow it up in midair. Say it was a battery issue or something.
Do you know karate?
I'm sorry?
Do you know karate?
I know forms of martial arts, yeah.
Do you? What are you trained in?
Well, the common basic one is just Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is what I started learning on initially.
Wow.
And then initially I got into Washu. Not that same shit that you see like on, that type of stuff you see on the internet. Nothing that extensive.
Right.
More like, who's a good example? You've seen, you know who Jason Statham is, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've seen some like the basic fight scene he does, where it's a lot of counteractive movement.
Yeah.
Where you kind of use the other person's body weight against them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's that form of Washu. Because just like jiu-jitsu, there's different levels and different ways of you can either do like a ground fighting or from the guard, which is kind of a combination from mid-ground to standing up and grappling, with a combination of like Aikido and ground fighting. But for me, it was a mixture of a combination of ground fighting, grappling, and proper defense and offense at the same time.
What's it called? Waju?
I'm not show-off types where I can jump off like a car and do a crazy backflip or some crazy shit like that. I'm not one of those guys.
What's it called? Waju?
Washu.
Washu?
Yeah, like it sounds like wash and shoe.
It sounds like you're sneezing.
But it's yeah, kind of.
So what else do you know besides Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Washu?
That's pretty much it. I mean, I wanted to get more into to Muay Thai, like kickboxing, but I fundamentally started I started off as a boxer anyway. I'm not much of one.
Well, that was my next question. Like, do you also box?
I'm sorry?
That was my next question anyway. Do you box? A lot of black guys box.
Why do black guys box?
No, a lot of black guys
box, but
no, a lot of black guys box.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say all black guys box. That's like saying all white people are rich.
Oh no, not all of them, but I mean a lot of them that I see on TV, they're always like boxing.
I don't know, it's a personal preference, and a lot of them, depending on where you grew up, I guess it depends. Like this day and age, I don't really see a lot of people scrapping up like that anymore.
Yeah.
So if you are if people do decide to box or fight, it's rare that they actually will fight. Like, I miss the good old days where you fight a guy, whether you win or lose, that's the fucking end of it. You don't carry like a female.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna whip your ass. Like, I'm not gonna. Like, my favorite. Like, if you whip somebody's ass, like it's not over. Like, dude, it's over. Like, you lost. Like, shake hands and fucking make peace and go about your business.
How long you been training for? Like boxing, jiu-jitsu, all this stuff?
I mean, like, consecutively 7 years.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
So, I mean, I would say officially I stopped back in, 2007. That's why I just stopped.
Are you a black belt in any of these things?
No, I did everything in cross moderation. Just the fundamental basics of everything. Because it's not like MMA shit, because MMA, a lot of the guys who train there, they are black belts or they have various degrees.
Yeah.
But even they too would say like you really can't go all out with someone in it. So it's more like a cross of general self-defense and just general knowledge of the actual craft or sport that of craft or the actual martial art you study. So, because you'll never ever go full out with somebody, you just won't have the time.
You mean like in class and stuff, like training?
Yeah, like in a real straight up and down fight.
Yeah.
Don't let the fucking movies and shit fool you. Like, that's all straight up strategic, all staged. But a real fight it's literally like watching MMA. Like, that's how most fights will progress.
Right.
If you're lucky, you can probably take the guy out and fucking do what you gotta do. But in most cases, an average street fight between two guys, whether they're well trained or not, wouldn't last more than fucking 5 minutes tops.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. Because like people get like the ones fighting get tired, or somebody breaks it up, or
Yeah, something's gonna happen. Like most fights, I think, and like I said, the last fight I got into was fucking college. So
What?
It really wasn't much of a fight. It was really more like a quick scuffle, and that was it.
All right, hold that thought because it's halftime already. We'll be right back.